Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is going to be messages and predictions for your month of May 2024. We're going to start off with a general overview of the month where we look at the main themes, the main energies that you'll be working with this month, as well as significant events and changes that will be coming your way. And then we're going to dive into specific areas of your life. So we're going to take a look at your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. And then we are going to finish off the reading with some words of guidance and encouragement from your spiritual team for the month ahead. So there are 3 groups for you guys to choose from today. I'm going to show you these crystals up close one by one, and then please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. Number 1 is rose quartz. Number 2 is lemon quartz. And number 3 is malachite. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the rose quartz, this is going to be your reading all about your month of May 2024. We're going to start off by taking a look at these oracle cards for the general overview of your month. And the first thing we want to see is a main theme for you in the month of May. So we have lighten your load. So in the month of May, your theme is lightness. Your theme is weights being lifted from you. This can mean so many different things. It could literally be like a physical burden that is being lifted from you. Some of you guys could be decluttering, getting rid of material possessions. And actually, if I interpret this a little bit literally in the physical sense, some of you could be like emptying out the bag that you carry every day. I don't know if this happens to you guys too, but I carry a couple bags around with me in my everyday life, and sometimes there's just crap in there that I've been lugging back and forth that does not need to be in there, and it just makes the bags unnecessarily heavy. So you could be like emptying out your purse, your backpack, your briefcase, and just like sorting through it and getting rid of stuff that you've been needlessly carrying around. Also, for those of you who are planning to travel, which might be the case because we do have a globe here, there could be a piece of advice to travel light. Like, don't pack a bunch of stuff. I really tend to overpack, so this would definitely be a message for me too. But pack light, travel light. You don't need to be carrying around all this stuff. And of course, this could also be referring to like burdens of time that are being lifted from you. You could be lightening your workload in the month of May, letting go of some commitments, or things are just naturally a bit less heavy for you in the sense of workload this month. You could also be releasing emotional burdens and energetic burdens. But I really think that at the core of this card is a message from your spiritual team that you don't have to take on so much. Or you don't have to take on so much on your own. You may just be doing a lot, group number 1s, and carrying a lot. And I think that this month is about not putting all of that on yourself. Looking at this image as well, it's like this person is carrying the weight of the world on them. Some of you could be releasing, like you may feel this need to make everyone happy or to help everyone or to care about what everyone thinks or to worry about everyone. And that could be something that you're releasing this month because you realize that it's impossible. It's impossible, and it's a burden that was never meant to go all on you. Okay, so next we have the sign of Leo. A Leo person could be significant to you this month, or you yourself could have Leo placements. But this is a really beautiful card to follow because the energy of Leo, it is lighthearted and playful. And this is telling me that another theme for you guys in the month of May is pleasure and leisure. There could also be a message of creativity here, where you are exploring your gifts, where you are expressing yourself creatively. I think that you'll find yourself more expressive this month. It feels like your emotions are heightened, but like the positive ones. So like the things that you already like, you will feel like your love towards those things is amplified, and they just make you so excited and they just make you so grateful. It's like, just for an easy example, you're eating your favorite food that you've eaten a million times before, but your emotions towards it are amplified. So you're like, holy shit, I love this food so much. Or like to your best friend who you talk to every day, you're just like, oh my God, I love you so much. Like, I feel like those kinds of emotions are going to be amplified for you. And maybe that does have something to do with these burdens being lifted from you, because when your energy is weighed down, you're really not the same. Like, it's hard to be fully yourself. And I just feel like when this weight is lifted, it's like your energy is decompressing and it's expanding again. And that's naturally going to make you more expressive, more affectionate, more loving, and more playful too, because you don't have all of these things weighing on your mind. I feel like play and having fun is a big theme for you in the month of May, and really feeling like you're yourself again after a period that was maybe just quite tough on you, or stifling or restrictive. There could also be a message for you guys about being in the spotlight. Like, I often see that with Leo energy. What is next for my group number ones? We have Capricorn, and it looks like, I'm assuming this is like the head of the lion in the constellation. So it looks like the Leo lion is facing towards the Capricorn energy. Again, a Capricorn person could be significant, or you could have Capricorn placements. But I think with these two energies together, work is going to be very fun for you in the month of May. Again, this could be because your workload is not that crazy, so it actually becomes enjoyable. You know, even the things we love to do the most can become stressful when we are inundated with tasks and deadlines and pressure and stress. So it's like, the main energy here is that stresses are being lifted so that you can enjoy the things that you enjoy again. And I think in the month of May, you're like rediscovering your enjoyment for the work that you do, or you just happen to be doing something really fun at work. Like, there could be a specific task or project that you're working on that is just like very enjoyable and stimulating for you. And I feel like you're really feeling passionate towards the work that you're doing, and also feeling really confident. I have this image of you at work being like, hell yeah, I'm so freaking good at my job. Like, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so good at this. And you just feel really, really on the ball and really inspired, and you're feeling more cheerful at work. I also have an image of someone who works in customer service. That obviously doesn't have to be your job, but just to illustrate this energy, it's like you are greeting everyone with a smile and like asking how their day is, and feeling connected to each and every person who comes through. Not because it's in your job description, but because you just feel so happy to be there, and like you genuinely feel connected to the people around you. I don't know how to describe it in the best way, but your energy is just so light and bright. And also, let me say, Capricorn is associated with the midheaven in your birth chart, which is the point in the sky that is the most visible. It's right at the top. And it does have to do with like your public image, your reputation, who you are out there in the world. And we just had that Leo message about you being in the spotlight. So there's a lot of signs of you being pushed into visibility in the month of May. Whatever you're doing, people are seeing it. Whatever you're creating, whatever you're working on, people are seeing it and people are praising it, and you're like, hell yeah, I know I'm so good at what I do. Like, this is just an amazing energy. And then we have Jupiter. Jupiter with abundance. Group number ones, you're being seen. I hope you like being seen, because you're being seen in the month of May, or your work is being seen. You could stay behind the scenes if you want to, but what you're creating and what you're working on is being seen. Because Jupiter, what does Jupiter do? It amplifies, it expands, it magnifies the energies. So your presence is really being blown up. There could be some buzz around you. For those of you who are like social media creators, something that you post could be gaining a lot of visibility, or like if you're a creative, one of your works could be gaining a lot of visibility. This could also be like your reputation increasing at work, or like positive reviews coming in about you, or positive word of mouth talk around you. You know what I mean, hopefully. Do I know what I mean? Yeah, Jupiter, abundance, beautiful energy. Jupiter in Leo, as well as Jupiter in Capricorn, could be significant specific placements if you have those placements or know someone who does. And interestingly, both of these have tarot associations. Like Jupiter in Leo is the Six of Wands, which is recognition, popularity, victory, a significant achievement. Jupiter in Capricorn is the Two of Pentacles. So you're gonna be busy, but you're gonna be loving it. Like, I feel like this is a month where you are letting go of unnecessary burdens and commitments so that you can focus on what you really want to do. And there will still be a level of juggling, a level of multitasking, but it feels like your priorities are exactly how you want them. You get to make the things you really want to do the top priority, and the things that you're not so passionate about can kind of fall down on the list. And that is your prerogative. Like, you are in control this month of what you invest your time and energy into. I'm also looking at the lightning that is going through the head. This could be indicating like sudden creative inspirations, sudden downloads or epiphanies about the direction you want to take a project into. Also, Jupiter in Capricorn, this is great energy for money coming in, for gaining a higher status, for gaining more fame or popularity. This is awesome. Also, if you guys are going into any new social settings, you will be very popular in those social settings. So for example, if you went to a party where you didn't know that many people, everyone is going to be wanting to get to know you, wanting to talk to you. If you talk about what you're interested in, what you do for a living, that's going to be something that is very fascinating to people. They're going to want to hear all about it. It really feels like all eyes are on you this month. We have the number 7 here, which that could be a sign of luck, lucky number 7. A life path 7 could be significant to you, or someone born on the 7th. It could also be that the 7th of May is an important day. I'm going to look at my moon app and see, when will the moon be in Capricorn and Sag? Okay, so we're in May. Okay, so actually the moon will be in Capricorn on the 1st of May, but I want to look at from the 23rd to the 28th of May could be important dates for you. The 23rd to the 28th. So now let's take a look at our tea leaf cards for anything else you guys need to know about the month ahead. We have March. This could be indicating the significance of a March-born person, or that something you started planning in the month of March is now coming to fruition in the month of May. We have Grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. Oh, and Scales, keep your life in balance. So we have 2 cards talking about balance. Keep your life in balance, situations in the balance that require careful handling. 1313 as I'm showing these. This could also be Libra energy, the Scales. But I do think this is a protection message from your spiritual team, because it really does look like you are getting your life back into balance, like the way that you want it in the month of May. But it's important to remember that it's not just about getting your life in balance, it's about keeping it in balance. So, like, let's say you finally cleared out your schedule of commitments that are no longer, that you're no longer resonating with. Like, you finally cleared out your schedule, you recovered from burnout, and you're like, yes, this feels so good. That is something that you're gonna have to actively maintain, because it's so sneaky, you know? Like, things just, tasks and commitments will just pile up and they will sneak back into your life. And honestly, even if they're all things that you enjoy doing, you still have to be discerning of like, am I taking on too much? Am I trying to do too much too quickly? With all of this visibility and recognition that you're receiving, I would not be surprised if there are a lot of offers coming your way this month for like partnerships, collaborations, job offers. And I mean, definitely turn down the ones that you're not excited about, but there may be a lot that you are excited about and that you do want to do, but you still have to keep in mind your time constraints, your energy levels, your need for rest, because being overwhelmed can really sneak up on you. Like, it's just one day you look at your day planner and it's like full to the brim and you're like, how did this happen? And you're just like freaking out. So yes, we're getting our life into balance, but maintenance is very important too, and it does require careful handling, because again, like I know I may sound like a broken record, but there's a feeling of it, overwhelm could sneak up on you. So just always be on the cautious side. I would say if you're filling your schedule, put a little bit less than what you think you can do. Like, if you think that you can handle 4 tasks a day, for example, put 3 or even put 2, just to have that like buffer zone. Just be really careful. You don't want to overwhelm yourself, is the message that's coming through. So this includes the general overview. Now we are going to move into the specific areas of your life. So I have 1 tarot card and 1 oracle card each for your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. I'm so excited to use these decks because they're like some of my older ones that I've had for a long time, and they're very nostalgic for me, and it's just, I don't know, it's very sweet. So for your love life and relationships, for your tarot card, we have the Page of Swords. And for our oracle card, we have Treasure Island. So Page of Swords, this is an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I've been naming a lot of zodiac signs today, but that's fine. It could indicate an air sign person. It could indicate a person who is younger than you. But pages in general represent something that is new, like a new beginning, a new person coming in, a new offer coming in. So I do think most of my group number 1s, you are meeting someone new in the month of May who's going to be very significant. And I do see that there is love here and there is friendship here. So this is likely, for those of you who don't have a love interest right now, this could very well be a new love interest entering into your life. But this could also be a new person entering your life who has the potential to become a very close and dear friend to you. And I do think that in the month of May, I mean, it makes sense because I think this is a new person. You are still in the early stages of your relationship, but you can just tell, like, this person is a gem. I really get along with this person. I can really see myself becoming very close with them. I can really see myself falling in love with them. I can really see this lasting a long time. You really feel that this person, the expression like diamond in the rough is coming to my mind. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure what that means, but the way I'm imagining it is like a precious gem in the midst of BS. like people like this are hard to find, I think is kind of what I'm trying to get at. So for those of you who don't have a love interest, I do think this could be a new love interest entering your life, or like I said, a new best friend. For those of you who do have a love interest, or you do have a partner, I think something that you're going to notice in the month of May is that this person is really starting to open up to you and express themselves in a way that is a lot more clear and easy to understand. In the past, this person may have had trouble like finding the appropriate words to express their feelings and their needs. And so sometimes you were maybe left confused or second guessing what they were really trying to get at. There maybe were times where you had conversations with this person and they would be like telling you how they feel and telling you what they want, but you come out of it feeling even less clear. Like, what were they like, what is it that you want? It's like they might have been vague or just not really using the right words, or maybe they weren't ready to clearly divulge things or confront things head on. But what you're going to notice in the month of May is that they're like an open book now, because they're becoming more and more comfortable with you. And they may also have been doing more reflection and like finding the right language to accurately say what they want to say. It's just, I feel like they've blossomed in terms of communication and openness and vulnerability. And I feel like this is a very heartwarming development for you, not only because you are happy to hear what they have to say, but I think you're just happy for them, like seeing their growth and their progress and how they've blossomed and how they're able to articulate and how they're not afraid to say what's on their mind. I think you're just really happy for them. So I feel like this is you finding the treasures that are within this person and within your connection, and coming out of this month feeling closer to them than ever before, feeling like there's more things that you can talk about openly. Also, for those of you who are in a long distance relationship, or you have, for example, you have a best friend that lives far away, you could be getting to see them in the month of May, in person, of course. So next, let's take a look at your cards for your career and studies 21-21. As I'm picking up these cards, we have the Hanged Man. We have some Pisces. Oh, we have some Pisces energy here, and we had March before. So there could be like a March Pisces in your life, or you know that message like something you were planning in March is coming to fruition in May. That could have to do with your career for some of you. And then for your oracle card, we have soulmates. Okay. So group number one, you do have a work soulmate. Like you have a soulmate whom you are meant to work with, like a business partner, or whom you are meant to collaborate with. And okay. There's a couple different ways to interpret this. First of all, there's a message for those of you who have been experiencing stagnant energy in your career. Like things haven't really been progressing. If you've been in stagnation, I think the word is stagnation regarding your career, or if you've been feeling stuck, or if you've been feeling even confused about your career path and not really sure where to go or how things are going to unfold, this, and I don't even want to call it a delay, because it's not really. You are right on time. But this stillness, let me say, this stillness, this holdup that you have been feeling in your career has been divinely guided, because your spiritual team is currently facilitating a meeting with a soulmate, or a union with a soulmate, and they have to get you on the right path, and they have to get your soulmate on the right path to meet. So if you're feeling like your career has been stalled or stuck, it could be because your soulmate is like, and again, I don't want to say running late because it makes it sound like it's not supposed to be happening, but it could be because your soulmate is not here yet. And so it's like you're being held here until it's lined up so that you can come into union with them. Or it could be that the job opportunity or the project that you're supposed to be involved in to meet them doesn't exist yet. So you're like, why aren't things moving forward? Why am I not experiencing progress in my career? And it's because your destined project like hasn't been conceived yet, or like the dream position or the ideal position that you're meant to fill doesn't exist yet, or like it's not ready yet. So I think it's really important to know that these perceived delays are divinely guided, and that it is in no way like a failing on your part, like you weren't doing the right things or you didn't have enough motivation. It is very much divinely guided because there's a very important soulmate that you and the two of you want to come together. It could very well be a romantic soulmate, but definitely you will meet through a work environment or through a studying environment and make something together, do something together. Now, for others of you, you maybe already know this soulmate. Like you might already have this person in your workplace or have this person at school that you know they're your person, but with the Hanged Man, it's like you can't do anything. You can't move towards them, they can't move towards you because of the nature of your relationship. Like if you work together, if you study together, if the nature of your current relationship is professional, you can't really move towards each other to have this more personal relationship. And for those of you who resonate with that, I have to say that that dynamic is probably going to continue throughout the month of May. So for those of you who already have this soulmate in your workplace or in your place of study, your relationship is going to stay professional. And I think that it's meant to stay that way for some time from here on out. I don't see it developing into like a romantic relationship, even if the feelings are there, like a romantic union or a friendship union or a personal union at this time. It's like you're still meant to have a professional relationship. And even for those of you who haven't met this person, that may just be how your relationship starts. Like the dynamic is strictly professional and it has to stay that way for a significant amount of time. And so there could be some tensions building up, some anxiousness building up, but that's just how it has to go. And I feel like the whole journey is really divinely guided. So finally, let's look at your cards for your spiritual and personal growth. For your tarot card, we have the Three of Wands, which is Aries energy, if I may name like an 8th zodiac sign. And we have time for a nap. Interesting. So first of all, love that we have the Three of Wands because it feels like a very expansive card and it feels like it's kind of mirroring this Jupiter energy. I think that you are definitely going through a lot of growth in the month of May, but it's not really your focus, if that makes sense. I feel like it's not something that you are looking directly at. It's kind of happening in the background. I feel like this is a month where you are quite active, receiving new opportunities, putting yourself out there creatively or professionally, and really beholding your true potential and beholding the power of your gifts and the extent of your gifts. And so I feel like this month, you're just living life and you're not really thinking about, how am I growing right now? What lessons am I learning right now? What blockages am I healing right now? Like that kind of like inner commentary that's focused on your growth and healing, you're not really paying attention to it, but it is running in the background. You are growing and healing through action this month, through just living your life, through just having your experiences. The growth is happening without you even like trying or thinking about it. And it will probably be when things kind of die down that you're able to reflect on this period and reflect on the lessons you learned and reflect on how you've grown. I don't know if this is the best example, but the example that came to my mind is someone watching a movie or even reading a book, like reading a really good book. And it's just so enthralling, is that the word? That this person is just so completely immersed in the book and they're in the story and they're just loving it, that they're not that critical part of their brain that is like, what literary device is the author using right now? And what commentary is the author trying to make and what by using this whatever? And what is this a metaphor for? And what was the whole moral of this story? Like that part of the brain is off and they're just in the book. They're like loving the book. And then when they finish reading it and the excitement and passion kind of lulls a bit, then they can think about what they just read and then they can analyze it. So I just feel like your task right now in the month of May is just to live. It's just to live and to experience life and to enjoy it. And the growth will be happening and you'll kind of realize afterwards. Once things calm down a bit in your life, you can look back on this time and be like, wow, all of those experiences healed my wound that I had around XYZ, or I've really matured in XYZ ways. It's like, don't worry about that right now. Just enjoy yourself. Just be in the moment right now. We can have a debriefing. Your spiritual team is like, we can have a debriefing after about how you've grown. I hope that makes sense. So, group number ones. No, you know what? We have an extra part. I don't do this every month. That's why sometimes I think it's the end of the reading. But I have 3 oracle decks that I want to pull from for words of guidance and encouragement from your spiritual team. We're going to start with the I Love Me self-care cards. Group number 1, spiritual team, what messages would you like to leave them with as they enter into the month of May? We have give yourself a loving hug. So as you are receiving all of this praise and recognition, make sure that you give it to yourself as well. Because the recognition that you receive from yourself is really what matters the most. Make sure that you tell yourself how proud you are of you. Ooh, that one came out with a lot of energy. We have move your body. It's interesting. Both of these have messages about like a hug, physical touch, physical sensation, and then we have move your body. So tuning into your body, I mean, that's a good piece of advice for any time, but it could be a focus of yours in the month of May. We spoke about situations in the balance that require careful handling as you are doing all of these exciting and stimulating things. It's important to balance out that excitement and stimulation with grounding. And so physical sensations, like even literally hugging yourself or having someone else hug you or hold you, or just like tactile things could help you ground, as well as physical activity. Moving your body could help you ground. And I do think grounding is always important, like I said, but it could be something in the month of May that is especially important. And speaking of body, the next deck that we're going to use is your Wise Animal Body. We have stretch. Okay, so stretching might be a good grounding exercise for you. Stretching feels so freaking good. And honestly, like, I've been working on being more in my body and less in my head. And I don't know if this is just like my imagination, but I swear stretching feels better now. Like, it feels better than it used to feel. And I don't know if it's like because I'm more in my body, but like even my pillow and like lying in my bed, I'm like, did this always feel so good? Anyway, this is not about me, but being in your body is awesome. And finally, we are going to get a card from the Divine Abundance Oracle. You know what else stretch is making me think of? Like your stretch zone. So it's like just a little bit out of your comfort zone, or just on the outer limits of your comfort zone, without completely overwhelming yourself or without crossing over your boundaries. So this could be a zone that you are in the month of May. You know, you are pushing the limits of your comfort zone, but you're not completely like flinging yourself miles out of it and overwhelming yourself. What other messages would you like to give group number 1 as they enter into the month of May? Oh, self-love. Let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. This is so beautiful. And I just know that your inner child will be so happy for the things that you are accomplishing this month and the ways in which you are putting yourself out there, letting yourself be seen, letting yourself shine, and committing to yourself. That makes your inner child so happy. And I think your inner child wants a hug too. Okay, my lovely group number 1s, these are all the messages that we have for you today. So I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. Of course, a wonderful month of May, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below. My tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings, and you can also decide on the topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I will also have my latest release link down below, and finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to anyone who appeared in this reading directly or indirectly. I am sending love to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number 2s, so if you guys chose the lemon quartz, this is going to be a reading all about your month of May 2024. We are going to start off by taking a look at these oracle cards for the general overview of your month. So let's see what the main themes and the main energies are for you in the month of May. We are starting off with financial health. Very nice. So the first thing your spiritual team wants you to know about this month ahead is that it is going to be very good for you financially. I think that this is not only about money coming in, but how you manage the money that you already have. It feels like you could be making smarter decisions with your money or thinking about your long-term financial future, and definitely feeling secure that not only do you have everything that you need to survive and thrive right now, but that you will be taken care of in the future as well. It does seem like with this card that a lot of your focus will be on your money, what is coming in, what you do with what is coming in, how you're using your resources, and things like that. We also have the full moon. That's interesting. The full moon, you know, being full, it can have this meaning of completion, fruition, fulfillment. So for those of you who have specific financial goals, like if you had a goal that was like, I want to have X amount in my bank account, May could be the month that you are reaching this goal. Or if you have a goal in terms of your income, I want to make X amount per month, or I want to get to a place where I can invest or put away X amount per month. I feel like you are reaching these goals, or I want to pay off my debt. This feels like the fulfillment of a financial goal. And this could be emotional for some of you. There's a feeling of a manifestation related to your abundance or your financial situation coming to fruition that is very emotional for you. And this could be like because you're so proud of yourself, or because it has been a long time coming, or it's really been a struggle, like to keep going and to keep having faith. But when it comes to your money and your material resources, you're definitely coming out of a survival mode where you can truly thrive now. And I feel like that could just bring up some emotions. I think that, you know, especially for those of you who have been struggling, a lot of the time we kind of compartmentalize those emotions. Like we can't even think about them right now because we have to focus on surviving. And now that I'm saying this, these emotions that are arising, group number 2, they might not even have to do with like money and lack mentality and things like that. It could be personal matters that you have not processed yet because you had to focus on making ends meet. You had to focus on paying your bills. Like if you went through a loss emotionally or something like that, it's like, I can't think about that right now. I don't have time to process that. I have to go to work. I have to pay these bills. And so something that these cards could be saying is that now that you're in a better place financially and you don't have to worry about your resources and worry about surviving, you may now have the time to focus on these unprocessed emotions and focus on your mental health. So there could be some like old things coming back up, some old unprocessed emotions. We have the 3rd house. This could also be, I'm naming a lot of things. Another theme for you guys this month could be surrounding learning. I don't necessarily think that this is happening in a formal institution, although it very well could be for some of you. You could be going to school and taking classes. But for some reason, I got the feeling of self-study with this. Like you are looking at online resources, you are reading books, you are finding people to consult with. Like there's a topic that you're very interested in and you want to learn more about. Could be finances, but it could be a variety of things. You know, the 3rd house is related to the sign of Gemini, which is very curious and seeks out intellectual stimulation, but it also seeks out variety. So you could be interested in a variety of topics this month. And I'm hearing that you may be surprised how you can combine your knowledge in different areas. Like you might be studying 2 different things that feel completely unrelated, but in some way down the line, they will come together to serve you in a particular endeavor. And that is all I have to say at this time. But your spiritual team wanted to mention that. So yeah, you're in an energy of learning, of curiosity. You could be picking up on old things that you used to practice, that you used to study, that maybe you feel you've gotten a bit rusty or that they've been on the back burner. But now that you're in a more relaxed place, maybe you have more time, you can get back to studying these things. There's also a feeling with the third house of exploring your local area. Rather than going somewhere far away, it seems like you are finding adventures in your neighborhood. So, for example, this might be the month where you finally get around to going to that restaurant that is literally 2 blocks away from your house, and you've been passing by it on your way to and from work or school for months or even years. And you're like, you know what? I'm finally going to try it because I always see it when I pass by. I'm always thinking that it looks good. Let me finally go. Or rather than like traveling to another country to go to their art gallery, maybe you're gonna go to your local art gallery and see what is there, or your local museum. There's a feeling of exploring things locally, and there's also a feeling of doing something more low-key. And I think maybe that's a message for those of you who have a special occasion in the month of May, whether that's like a birthday coming up, a wedding, maybe there's a national holiday in your country that is observed in the month of May, where before you maybe did a really big lavish celebration or you felt the pressure to do that. It seems like this year, or for this particular occasion, you're gonna do something a bit more low-key. So like maybe it's just very intimate friends and family, or maybe we're doing a bit of a lower budget. There's some kind of feeling like that. And that might also have to do with being smart with your money and realizing that you can have adventures and you can have amazing experiences and you can have fun and you can learn for free or for a lower budget. And then we have the 6th house with routine, and we have the number 3 and the number 30. So the number 3 could be significant to this group. But yeah, I feel like this is a month where you're really kind of staying in your usual surroundings, staying in your lane, focusing on your daily habits. You may more be focused with like smaller things this month rather than like the big picture, focusing on like your day-to-day, your routine, your daily habits. And even if you do have long-term goals, I think you are breaking them down and they're becoming less overwhelming. So you may very well have like 5-year goals and 10-year goals or these big dreams, but rather than focusing on like the end destination or the long term, I feel like in the month of May, you're really bringing it in and thinking about, okay, if this is my goal in 5 years, what do I have to do this month? What should I be doing every week? Or what can I do on a daily basis to get to where I want to go? And you're shifting your focus from the end goal to daily habits and finding your fulfillment in those daily habits rather than waiting for the end goal to feel fulfillment. And it really just feels like a month of getting your stuff together. The 6th house, it's Virgo energy. And one thing about Virgo, they have their stuff together. They have their ducks in a row. So I just feel like you're really setting yourself up for success this month. And both of these, this is Gemini energy, this is Virgo energy. Both of these have are associated with the planet of Mercury, which does make me think of learning, curiosity, sharpening your mind, developing your skills. This is a very constructive month, group number 2. I like this energy. So, also, with 3 and 30, this could be dates of the month that are important. So the 3rd of May or the 30th of May could be important dates. And also, let me check when the full moon is, because that could also be an important time. So I am opening my moon app. This may take a second. Okay. The full moon is on the 23rd of May in the sign of Sagittarius. So this could be this could be a good time to let go. Sagittarius is a very optimistic sign, and I feel like this full moon could be a time for you to let go of heavier energies and let go of worries about the future. Because I really feel like your energy is just being called into the present moment, into your daily routines, your daily habits, your local surroundings, and finding your fulfillment there, rather than always feeling like you need to do something bigger, you need to like go bigger, go farther in order to be happy. Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna look at these tea leaf cards to see if there's anything else you need to know about the month ahead. We have Butterfly, a change for the better. Beautiful message. We have Flowers with Happiness, also a very beautiful message, and 11:22 on the camera timer as I'm showing you this card. Also, very cute that we have this like bluish purplish bird here, this bluish purplish bird sitting in the tree. That could be an important symbol for you, like bluebirds, any bird that is blue. It could also be a crow because it's a dark color. And butterflies, especially monarch butterflies, could be an important symbol for you. Pink flowers too, because both of these cards have pink flowers on them. But what beautiful messages. A change for the better, happiness. We also have an astral house card, which will represent a certain area of your life. Aha! Not surprised. Wealth. A change for the better in your financial situation, like we saw, being happy with your finances and really building wealth. Like, we're moving past making ends meet or survival and really starting to build wealth. And also, I feel like this is a mindset for you as well, realizing that wealth and fulfillment is all around you already, and that you don't always have to go searching greater heights and farther distances to find it, that there's beauty all around you. I think actually if you do see butterflies or birds, especially in person, like if you're just walking down the street outside and you see a butterfly go by, or you see like a bird watching you from the tree, that could just be spirit saying hi to you and bringing you back to the present moment and reminding you of the beauty that is all around you. So this concludes the general overview part of your reading. So now we're going to move into the specific areas of your life. As you can see, we have one tarot card and one oracle card each for your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. So let's go ahead and take a look at your love life and relationships. Oh my gosh, it's so sweet. You have the Knight of Cups. And you have the Tribe. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so water signs. Water signs could be significant to this group. We have Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, especially Scorpio. Why do I say that? We have the number 8 here. Scorpio is related to the 8th house. And also, knights in tarot are related to fixed signs. So, fixed water sign, Scorpio. Butterflies make me feel Scorpio-ish energy as well because of that like symbol of metamorphosis. But yeah, water sign or Scorpio could be significant. And I think that the most significant relationships for you in the month of May are going to be friendships. So this could be a month where you are spending a lot of time with your friends. I'm hearing going on dates with your friends, which is so sweet. Or you could be having like a really long FaceTime, a really long video call with a friend who is far away, feeling closer and appreciative to your friends. You could also be making new friends. There could be, again, like I'm feeling there's some energy surrounding a special occasion. So all of your friends or a lot of your friends could be gathering for a special occasion as well. But with the tribe here, this is your soul family. This is your soul tribe. So you are spending this month with your soul family. I'm hearing chosen family as well. For those of you who resonate with like having a chosen family, I do feel like you're going to be spending a lot of time with them in the month of May, or spending a very significant occasion with them in the month of May. And for those of you who don't feel like you have found your soul family or your chosen family, then you are likely meeting several of them this month, or you're meeting one that's going to lead to you meeting other members of your soul family. But I can just tell with these two cards that you are surrounded by people you love and appreciate this month, and you're feeling very supported and you're feeling very grateful. In the romance department, we do have the Knight of Cups, this knight coming in on their horse. There is a feeling of movement. There's a feeling of someone coming towards you. So for those of you who already have a person in your life, like a partner or a person of interest, things are going to be very sweet between you guys this month. Things will be moving at a slow rate, but a slowness that feels good. It feels leisurely. It feels like we're not rushing anything. We're letting things bloom naturally. This could be a month where your person of interest or your partner is being quite romantic, kind of going the extra mile to show their appreciation for you. They could bring you a gift. They could like help you out with more tasks that make you feel supported. I know there's a lot of different love languages, but let me tell you, this person is speaking to you. I don't know what language it is, but they are speaking to you and they're making you feel loved and appreciated and supported. And for those of you who don't have, oh, also they could be more affectionate and cuddly, or you could be enjoying more moments like that this month. For those of you who don't have a partner or a person of interest, the Knight of Cups can indicate that someone is coming in. I'm noticing that this says hotel, so you could meet this person when you are like out of town or not on your familiar turf, or maybe they are coming in from out of town. There's a feeling, or like maybe someone's going through a move, like you're going through a move or they're going through a move, or yeah. But there is a feeling of someone coming in with this Knight of Cups. And the main takeaway from this energy is that your soul family is here, your soul family is coming in, and you're definitely feeling the love from them. For your career and studies, your tarot card, nope, that's, I don't know why I did that, but your tarot card is the Eight of Swords, which again is Gemini energy, so that's coming up twice. Your oracle card is Poised. This card makes me think of Libra whenever I get it. Okay, so group number 2s, there is something happening in your career this month that you feel nervous about, that you feel unprepared for, that you feel unequipped for. You feel like, I can't do this, but you can. It's all in your head. And nobody is gonna know that you're nervous. No one's gonna tell that you feel like you don't know what you're doing. There might be a situation this month where something gets suddenly sprung on you and you just have to wing it. And on the inside, you're panicking and you're like, oh my God, everyone's gonna know that I'm unprepared. Everyone's gonna know that I have no freaking idea what I'm talking about. Like for example, just to illustrate this energy, let's say you show up at school one day and the teacher's like, okay, everyone, like today's presentation day. And you're like, we had a presentation? Like I didn't prepare anything. And so you're like panicking and you just go up there and you're like, oh man, I am going to bomb this. And you are just pulling stuff like out of your hat pulling stuff out of your sleeve. You're like, I have no idea what I'm saying. I don't even know if this makes sense. Like, everyone's gonna know that I'm not prepared. And then you get like a 90. You get a standing ovation at the end, and nobody could tell. Everybody thought that you were like so prepared, and you're speaking, you're so poised, you're so articulate. It's like nobody's gonna know. That's kind of the vibe. Or like maybe someone is sick and then you have to fill in for them, and this is not your usual position, and you're like, shit, I don't know what I'm doing. But then you actually do a really good job. There's some kind of energy like that. For some of you, it could also be that there's a task that you would normally do with a partner, but because of unforeseen circumstances, you have to do it alone. Like maybe you have a partner at work that you always work with this client together, and you feel more at ease because they're there and you can rely on their knowledge and expertise and their strengths. But then for some reason they can't make it, and you're like, I can't do this alone. What do you mean? I can't do this alone, help me. It's like, you know that, have you seen that video of like the boy holding a Nemo puppet, and he's like, where's my dad? I'm all alone, or something like that. You're like, where's my dad? I can't do this alone, but you can. And it's like, it's coming through that people won't even realize that you feel uncomfortable, that you feel like you can't do this, because you can do it and you do an amazing job. So moral of the story is, don't underestimate yourself. And even if you are thrust into unprecedented circumstances, you're gonna do an amazing job. 22-22, as I said that. So it's confirmed. No take backs. You're gonna kill it. All right, so finally we have your message for spiritual and personal growth. For your tarot card, we have the Tower. And for your oracle card, we have Between Worlds. I am getting the feeling that this Tower moment is something that already happened. So if you are seeing this card and feeling nervous, don't be, because I don't feel that this is talking about a Tower moment that's about to happen in your life, but rather a Tower moment that has already happened. This Tower card represents a significant loss that you have been through. This could be a breakup, losing a loved one. There's a feeling of like intense loss and intense emotion that has happened in your past. And it's interesting, I'm just remembering, like at the start of the reading, we talked about you maybe processing some emotions or grief from something that already happened, but you didn't get the opportunity to process it. Because with this Between Worlds, the colorful flamingo, this half, I feel like represents a version of you that is healed, that has recovered from this Tower moment, that feels better. And then this gray version represents the version of you who is still in that pain, who is still not over it, who is still in the darkness. And I think the month of May is about holding space for both of these versions of you, because they both exist at the same time. So like in the example that you did, like lose a loved one in the past, there's that version of you who has found joy again and who is moving forward with optimism and is committed to living your life to the fullest. And then there's also that version of you who is still hurting and who feels like they will never be the same. And both of those versions exist at the same time, and both of those versions are valid. Like, you will simultaneously be healed and feel like you haven't healed. You might go back and forth between these within the span of the month, or even within the span of a day, or really feel both at the same time. And I think this is about not feeling like you have to be in one or the other, because your joy doesn't negate your grief, and your grief doesn't negate your joy. They exist together. And maybe it's true that things will never feel exactly the same. Maybe you have a new normal now, and this is about allowing that to be okay, allowing that to exist. I feel like this is about feeling moments of joy even within the darkness, and not feeling like if I express my joy, then that means I'm turning a blind eye to the grief, and not feeling like if I'm feeling grief, that means I'm pessimistic, that means I'm in a low vibration. It's just about making space for all of it, for the complex and sometimes messy nature of our emotions. Yeah. And just not putting pressure on yourself to be any way, to be one or the other. I hope that makes sense. So for the last part of this reading, we're going to pull cards from a few different oracle decks for messages of guidance and encouragement from your spiritual team. So first we're going to use the I Love Me self-care cards. And we're going to ask your spiritual team what messages they would like to give you as you enter into the month of May. Okay, we have ask for help, which is beautiful because we know that this month you are going to feel loved and supported, that you're going to be surrounded by friends, surrounded by loved ones. So your spiritual team says if you are struggling, don't be afraid to ask these people for help. And we have pursue your vision. Even as you're working on getting your ducks in the row, you're working on setting yourself up for a happy future, don't be afraid to ask for help in that regard as well. This could be a month of a lot of planning for you as well. Like with this Gemini, Virgo, Mercury energy, you could be focused a lot on like planning your routines, planning your goals. It's like you're getting clear in your head about what direction you're going in, rather than just going through the motions. It's like you're moving with intention, you're moving with a plan. So next we're going to take a card from the Your Wise Animal Body Oracle. And we have Attend with Gut. So this would be related to the sacral chakra. This is definitely going to be, and group number 1 got a similar message. It's not exactly the same, but it's a month of heightened emotions. It's a month of heightened emotions. I also want to say for this group, you could have been storing emotions like in your gut. I know that emotions are stored in different places of the body. I'm not sure exactly where. I was just watching an interview with SZA the other day, and she was saying that grief is stored in the lungs. I don't know about the gut, but I feel like there's some energy or some emotions for you that are stored in the gut. And if you have had any like gut issues or digestive issues, it could have been related to emotional matters, but there could be some like purging that is going on related to this area. Like we're releasing like water that we've retained, or releasing bloating or something like that. This could also be a month where you are more so paying attention to your gut health, which is super, super important. But the sacral chakra, this area is also about like intimacy and connection with others. So I think asking for help from others and allowing yourself to receive from others could be a beautiful way that you develop intimacy with people around you. And I feel like I talk about this quite a bit, maybe because a lot of us do have trouble receiving comfortably, but it's about believing that your loved ones do want to help you, and it brings them joy to give to you. It brings them joy to serve you. I recently had a friend ask me for help and they felt uncomfortable, but like for me, nothing makes me happier than to make my friends feel, oh, I'm gonna get emotional, than to make my friends feel safe and supported, and to lift them up in their times of struggle. Like that's not a burden on me. That brings me so much joy. Like that's an opportunity for us to get closer and to strengthen our bond. The same way I'm sure you feel really happy to help your loved ones and to give to your loved ones. We have to realize that they feel happy to do the same for us. And I think, you know, intimacy can't be built one way. Like if you want to build intimacy by pouring love into other people, you have to let them pour it into you too. It has to go both ways. And finally, we're gonna get a card from the Divine Abundance Oracle. Oh, inner child. Group number 1 got a message about their inner child as well. Allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. Beautiful. 3333, as I'm holding up this card, which we spoke about, the number 3 might be important for you. 333. Numerologically, this is a 3 as well. If you see repeated 3s, it could be that your inner child is speaking to you. It could be that when we talk about like emotions being stored in your body, processing old emotions, there could be things from your childhood that are coming up. If you do feel like you have some blockages surrounding asking for and receiving help, that might be something that goes back to your childhood. Even feeling like you're struggling in survival mode, that could, or your relationship with finances, that could also be something that goes back to your childhood. But we have time to explore this. That's what's coming to me. In this month, you have time. You have the space to breathe and to explore what is going on inside of you, because you're not so busy making sure that things are secured in your outer world. That feels settled, that feels taken care of. And so you can now go within and see like what's going on in you. Yes. So my group number 2s, those are all the messages that I have for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Of course, wish you a wonderful month of May as well. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of exclusive, timeless pick-a-card readings. You can also decide on the topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your inner child, to anyone who appeared in this reading, directly or indirectly, to your tribe as well. I'm sending love to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose the Malachite, this is going to be your reading all about your month of May 2024. We are going to start off by taking a look at these oracle cards for the general overview of your month. So let's see what the main themes or the main energies are for you in the month of May. We are starting off with inspiration. What a beautiful energy. So overall, this could be indicating that this is a month where you do feel more creatively inspired. I feel like this will be a beautiful message for those of you who are creatives for a living or who have a creative practice that is close to your heart. I feel like in the month of May, you will be full of ideas and also have like the physical energy and the drive to bring those ideas to fruition. But this could also be talking about one specific inspiration that hits you. Like you could just get hit with a really strong urge to bring to life a certain project or to pursue a certain path. This doesn't necessarily need to be regarding creative endeavors. This could also be like you suddenly feel really, really strongly pulled to go down a certain path in life. It almost kind of hits you like a download. And it's interesting how this light is in the person's stomach. It's just like this gut feeling that you might wake up one day and have, and you're like, I need to make this change in my life. I need to start this project. I need to go down this path. This could be a message from your spiritual team as well. In the month of May, you are really going to want to pay attention to your gut feelings, to honor them and act on them. You may be called to take action down a path before you even really understand why you're being called in this way. That might make itself known later, but you just have to validate that initial gut feeling and honor it. Taking inspired action will be very important in the month of May. So this is kind of like the heads up from your spiritual team to pay attention. Pay attention to those sudden urges that you get. It might feel like you're doing something impulsive. Pay attention to gut feelings. Like literally, when you have these thoughts, it may be accompanied by a feeling in your stomach or in your lower abdomen area where it's feeling warm, it's feeling expansive, or like you feel sparks in that area. Very cool. We also have Sagittarius. That's so interesting because Sagittarius is the archer, you know, like they have their arrow and they're aiming it and they're about to shoot it. So I feel like this is confirmation from your spiritual team that your gut feelings are so on point this month. And I feel like they're going to be these intuitive hits are going to be pretty loud and intense. And the reason they are hitting you at this time is because you are ready for expansion. You are ready to level up. You are ready to expand with this Sagittarius energy. I feel like you're entering into a new cycle in your life that is not just limited to May. You might start to feel it come on in the month of May, but I think it's actually going to continue for the rest of this year, where you are feeling like really ambitious and feeling like it's time to level up. Also, there is a full moon in Sagittarius this month, and it's on the 23rd. And the only reason I know that is because it came out in the previous groups as well. So this full moon maybe is very important for us as a collective, but it might be around that time where this inspiration is reaching a climax, because the full moon is all about climaxes. So it could be something that's kind of like slowly building throughout the month, and then in the final week of May it like explodes and you're like, I have to do something about this, I have to take action on this, I have to bring this idea to life. And this idea could involve Sagittarius-like things. So travel, especially long distance travel, long distance relocation, or pursuing higher education. We have T square. When I look at this image, because this looks like something that is literally coming out of left field. So your spiritual team is affirming that this inspiration is probably going to feel very sudden. For some of you, it may even be a path that you have never gone down before, and all of a sudden you're like, I need to learn more about this. I need to pursue this goal. I need to go to this place. It might feel very out of left field, and that might be a reason for your like analytical mind to dismiss it. And that's why your spiritual team is trying to like set you up going into this month to say, pay attention to what your gut tells you, to what your body tells you, rather than your mind. Just especially in this month. Also, T square, this is an aspect in astrology that does create tension. So in order to get you moving in the direction that you need to move in, Spirit might be creating friction in your life. Sort of stirring the pot in your life. 555 as I'm talking about this, which is the number of change. So in order to get things changing in your life, Spirit might become a bit of a shit disturber is the word that's coming to my mind. Stirring up the pot and creating tensions. So just to give like a really easy example of this, let's say it is in your divine plan to move houses. Maybe there start to be some really annoying like construction noises outside of your place, or a really big building, ugly building goes up right beside you and you lost your beautiful view, or there's a really annoying person who moved in upstairs, or the rent goes up. Like these kind of disturbances, these kind of inconveniences, I feel would start to happen to get you moving in the right direction. And so another thing that your spiritual team wants to give you a heads up about is that this is not a time to endure those annoyances. This is a time to see them as like, okay, Spirit's telling me to redirect. Spirit's telling me to get the F out of here because I'm supposed to be somewhere else. I'm supposed to be doing something else. Yeah. And, ooh, okay. Then we have the 5th house with creativity. We have the number 29, which could be significant. And it's funny because I felt like the last week of May could be important to this group, and the 29th would be in the last week. It could also be someone's age, like you or someone significant. I am noticing as well that there's a lot of orangey colors going on here, like red and orange. A redhead person could also be significant. And that goes for both like natural redheads or someone who has dyed their hair red. Be on the lookout for like a person with red hair because that could be significant. But what a beautiful confirmation. Like we have inspiration, we have creativity. For those of you who are creatives, for those of you who are artists, this is gonna be an amazing month for you. Like you are going to be so full of ideas. I feel like you're going to be experimenting. You're going to be kind of pushing boundaries and pushing the limits of what you thought you could do, or like what you thought was in your ballpark. I see you getting more experimental and kind of challenging your own limits, or in general, challenging the status quo in your field. This is so cool. Let's take a look at your tea leaf cards to see what else you need to know about the month ahead. We have Dolphin, Financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. This is going to be a fun month. This is going to be a fun month. But the thing is, the way it's coming through is that there's potential for you to have a lot of fun this month, as long as you don't get too attached to your original plan. And this can be something that is very hard for some people, myself included. Like, I'm one of those personalities that I don't like when my plans get disrupted or interrupted. Like, it makes me anxious or like stressed out. And I'm trying to get better at it, like embrace spontaneity, embrace interruptions, because a lot of the time the most beautiful experiences happen in those interruptions. And the plans that we make are by no means like the best be all end all of what we should be doing on any given day or week or month. But some brain types, it can be really hard to shift gears and be like, okay, we're doing this now. Okay, we're diverting from the plan now. If you are able to do that, because I do feel like this is a month that is not going to go according to your plan. If you're able to accept that we are diverging from an original plan, you can have a lot of fun. You can have a lot of fun. If you pay attention to where your inspiration is calling you and focus on those activities or on those projects, this is going to be a really fun month for you. Because 5th house is all about fun. Dolphins feel playful. And then we have the message of you are getting financial gain from something you did in the past. Which is kind of giving passive income vibes. Like, there could be something that like a work that you put out a long time ago, and it's like finally starting to gain traction and you're starting to make money from it. Or you could be publishing or releasing something that you did years ago. Like, for my creatives, you could be, you know, digging up an old project that you started many years ago and either putting it out as it is, or maybe you're revamping it a little bit. But your old efforts are going to finally pay off this month. We also have firecracker with excitement. And there's lots of fiery energy here, like inspiration. This is totally fire. This is fire. Sagittarius is a fire sign. The 5th house is related to Leo, which is a fire sign. Those of you who chose this group, you could have dominant fire placements, or your fire placements that you do have could be really shining through this month. Or you may find yourself surrounded by a lot of fire signs. And then we have bread, period of prosperity and abundance. So we have financial gain, we have prosperity and abundance, we have excitement. The energies are just immaculate for this group. And I feel like the way to really assure that you're going to have a great month is for this month to embrace the energy of like spontaneity and going where your whim takes you, going where your inspiration takes you. I feel like if you tried to stick to a rigid plan this month, it would probably be very frustrating. Okay, so this concludes the general overview part of the reading. I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4, by the way, which makes me think of like progress and taking steps in the right direction. We're going to move into the specific areas of your life now. I'm just thinking a Leo rising especially could be significant. Look out for a Leo rising, and look out for someone with like red or orange hair. So we are going to look at the specific areas of your life now. As you can see, we have 1 tarot card and 1 oracle card each for your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. I did want to mention, I saw 1313 as well, and this is a number associated with the Death card, which has themes of release and transformation. And that's a lovely energy to get with 555, because it's like, this is like radical change happening in your life that is starting in the month of May. So for your love life and relationships, we have the Ace of Cups. Lovely. And we have mending. We have the numbers 1 and 52, which could be relevant. This month, the relationship that you will be the most focused on is the relationship with yourself. You will be most focused on cultivating self-love and inner peace, and you will be very focused on your healing. You may be spending more time in solitude, but it's voluntary. Like, it's not like you're lonely and you can't connect with people or you're isolated. It's that you may feel like you want to spend a lot of time alone. You may want to be alone with your thoughts. You may want to be alone to explore your creativity. You may want to be alone to reflect and to heal. But your spiritual team is really emphasizing this is not the same thing as isolation. You are not isolated this month. You are choosing to spend time in solitude, and you are also healing through connection. You're also healing with others. You're also healing in your community. You may be in a pattern where it's like you need time alone to process your emotions and to kind of name what is going on inside of you, and then you connect with others to receive support, to have others relate to you, to help others heal their own problems with the insights that you just gained. And it's a dance. And I would also apply that same advice from your spiritual team to go with your gut. Like, if you are feeling called, like, I don't want to talk about this with people yet, I just want to be alone, then honor that. And when you feel like, okay, I think I want to lean on someone, or I think I need someone's opinion, I think I want to bounce this idea off of someone, you can honor that as well. Because this is really an art. Like, it's not boiled down to a science, and it's not black and white. It's like a dance that you do with yourself. Oh my gosh, that's another person with red hair. Very interesting. There's also these tight curls that are consistent. Like this person, actually, I can't tell because her hair is kind of all over the place, but both of these people have tight curly hair. So someone with that feature could also be important to you this month. Yeah. So I do think that you are going through a lot of healing in the month of May, and this is going to affect your relationships. As you heal more, you may realize that your capacity to relate to your loved ones and to feel closer to your loved ones and to feel more appreciation for your loved ones is increasing. Your ability to hold space for your loved ones is increasing. And as you heal, you might also discover that some people in your life are not in alignment with you. As you heal, there may be certain treatment that you can't really accept anymore, or certain personalities that rub you the wrong way now, like now that you're healed and now that you're in a more authentic place. So it will definitely, this healing will definitely be eye-opening for your relationships. Like those who are meant to be in your life, that will really be amplified, and those who are not meant to be in your life, that will also really be amplified. Also, some of you guys could be in like the clothing industry, or you could work with textiles, embroidery, fabric, like knitting, crocheting, sewing. Did I already say sewing? Anyway, that kind of stuff. Needlework. You could also be like I'm just thinking of this as a cup of alcohol for some reason. You could be like, what is it called? Is it mixology when you make cocktails, or like design cocktails? Or you could be in hospitality or in nightlife or like bartending or something like that too. Or someone who has these jobs could be important to you. Also ceramics. Okay, now let's take a look at your cards for your career and studies. Yeah, see? That's travel, that's relocation, that's moving. And we spoke about that. Like, you may suddenly feel inspired to go down a new path, and that might involve travel or relocation. And now that I'm seeing this, I think for a lot of you it will. I don't know if you're necessarily doing this move in May, but you might really firm up that idea that like, yes, this is what I want to do. And you're starting to like seriously look into it, or you've kind of made it real in some way. So just for example, maybe you decide like, yep, I'm gonna move. And then you like put in your notice at work, and that makes it real. This could be also like a career change, more metaphorically, but the Six of Swords definitely has a feeling of moving on, of transitions, and moving into a more peaceful situation. So that actually, again, goes with like, that matches with the message of spirit creating tension and conflicts to try to get you to move in the right direction. So another example of that would be like, if you're meant to go through a career change, spirit will probably make more and more frustrating things happen at your current job, like discord among coworkers, or new annoying rules being implemented, or you getting moved to a different department that you really don't like things that make it more and more obvious that like, okay, this environment is not for me. And again, like, this is about movement. So it's really important to remember that spirit's not testing you of like, let's see how much you can endure. Spirit's trying to make the choice obvious for you, like to take the path of less resistance and to give yourself permission to do that. And there is a feeling of like needing to, I don't know if disconnect from your emotions is the right way to say it, maybe to be objective. This group, you might have sentiment, some kind of sentimental attachment to your current situation. You know, like, I know that it's time to leave this job, but I have some sentimental attachments to it, or it's time to leave this place, this country, this house, whatever it might be. But it could also be that some of you have an emotional attachment to enduring itself. Because spirit is so clearly saying like, this is not a time to endure BS. This is a time to move away from BS. But some of you might have like, maybe egoic attachment is a better way to say it. An egoic attachment to enduring, because it's associated with positive qualities like perseverance, resilience, not being a quitter. And I just saw a post about this recently, like, that was so, it just was so powerfully worded. You can quit the thing without quitting on yourself. 2222, as I'm saying that. Moving away from things does not mean you're quitting. Sometimes moving away from things can actually be the sign that you are committed. You're committed to yourself. You're committed to finding your happiness. So there is something that you're moving on from, that actually there's something you are giving yourself permission to move on from because it's been stressing you out, or it's been pissing you off, or it's been frustrating you. You're giving yourself permission to choose a path of less resistance. Oh my gosh. Yeah, literally, peace. You are choosing peace. You are giving yourself permission to choose peace. And I can already see the tie to this energy, because healing yourself, as you heal yourself, you start to realize more and more, I'm allowed to choose peace. As someone who suffered from anxiety attacks and like panic attacks for the majority of my life, one of my big wounds that kept me there was feeling that I wasn't allowed to have peace. Like, that I didn't deserve it. And there was a lot to unpack there, but realizing that you deserve peace and that you have permission to choose it, once you embrace that truth, I think the things you need to move away from become very clear. And so there's something in your career, like in your job, in your study situation, that it's time to move on from, and it's time to choose peace. And also this egg, this is also a sign that you are ready to level up, just like we talked about at the very start of the reading. You are ready to level up. 23, numerologically, this is a number 5. This is change. You are this, it sounds weird to say you're an egg, but eggs represent potential, and it represents a rebirth for you. Like, one of the reasons your soul might feel so frustrated in the current environment is because, like, it's too easy, it's too comfortable, it's not challenging you. Your soul wants you to be like ambitious and shoot for the stars. Another wound that you might be healing is around like choosing things that are too easy for you, or choosing things that are too comfortable for you, and your ego like chooses those things to feel bigger or to feel better. Like, it would be more comfortable to your ego to be the smartest person in a beginner's class versus being I don't want to say dumbest, but just for this example, the smartest person in a beginner's class versus the dumbest person in an advanced class. Your ego will probably choose to be the smartest person in a beginner's class, even though that doesn't contribute to your growth and it keeps you stagnant. It feels nice. So there may be things that you're like subconsciously choosing because it feels good to the ego. Because this is Aquarius energy, and I feel like this is all about detaching from your ego and looking at the situation objectively. And your soul wants a new challenge. Your soul wants to be free. Okay, and finally, we have your cards for spiritual and personal growth. Your tarot card is a Queen of Swords, which makes a lot of sense. This is you. And your oracle card is Milk and Honey. Elephants and dolphins could be a significant spirit animal for this group. Also doves. This is about, yeah, I feel like I'm just going to repeat kind of what I've already said, but this is about realizing how sweet life can be when you actively cut out all the BS. The Queen of Swords, first of all, the Queen of Swords is amazing at being objective, analyzing the situation objectively, and with her sword making the cuts and calling the shots of what stays and what goes. What is contributing to my growth and what is not. And she can make that like snap decision in the moment. Because when she disconnects from those like sentimental attachments or egoic attachments, it becomes very obvious. You know, it's like when you're trying to decide what like clothes to get rid of or what items to get rid of in your house. If you did a rapid fire, you know you're never gonna wear that shirt again. You haven't worn it in 10 years. So if you were doing rapid fire, you'd be like, nope, it's gotta go. But it's when you start thinking about it like, oh, but I got that from my third cousin, Jim, you know, and you start to like overthink it. This is you stepping into the Queen of Swords energy and just being on it and being like, that's gotta go. This is staying. And this will be so clear to you this month because like your gut feelings are just, they're on fire. This is the energy that you're in this month. And again, like prioritizing peace and recognizing that the journey to peace, it can be uncomfortable, but it's worth it. Like, asserting boundaries is something that's really important for inner peace, but while you're doing that work, it can feel anything but peaceful. It can feel very uncomfortable, but I think this Queen of Swords recognizes that it's worth it to get through that journey, to get to this milk and honey. This is like pure satisfaction, pure contentment. This is you living lavishly, living abundantly, like we saw over here with Miss Financial Gain and Miss Prosperity and Abundance. So you're just using your sword this month and you're cutting away everything that is not making you happy, that is not serving you, and that is not ultimately leading to your peace, and realizing how good life feels when you take charge like that. Yeah. And I feel like this is you, like, you're setting yourself up to live a life that is more, that feels more abundant and that feels more playful. Your guides are saying this with the utmost love for you, but it's like you spend so much brain power on worrying about stuff that you do not need to be worrying about. And you're tired of it. We're all tired of it. Like, let's just let go of it. And I think that's finally becoming clear. That's finally becoming easy this month. Okay, so the last thing that we're gonna do in this reading is we are gonna shuffle a few oracle decks to get some words of guidance and encouragement from your spiritual team. We're gonna start with the I Love Me self-care cards. Group number 3, spiritual team, what messages would you like to leave group number 3 as they enter into a new month? Ooh, okay, let's take all of those. We have a lot to say today. We have 4, okay. Make a vision board. Aw, do something just for fun, play. That's so funny because I was gonna say, like, make a vision board, but make a day out of it, you know? Like, instead of like doing work or doing chores or something, just like take a day for like manifestations and making a vision board and have fun with it. We have pause. And forgive yourself. A lot of your healing work might have to do with forgiving yourself, which is interesting because a big message coming through is that the relationship that is the most like in focus for you this month is the relationship with yourself. And I feel like there's a lot of things that you need to start giving yourself permission to do. For example, choosing your peace, resting, doing things just for fun, distancing yourself from things that make you uncomfortable. You're allowed to do that. Like, there's a lot of things you need to start allowing yourself to do, but also forgiving yourself for maybe withholding those things in the past. Because in the past you felt like you had to. I feel like there's been a lot of being hard on yourself or even punishing yourself in some cases. And this month is about forgiving yourself. My hands feel very warm right now for some reason. You could be doing activities with your hands, and actually doing something with your hands could be very healing for you. Or it could soothe anxious thoughts, like sewing, knitting, anything with your hands, honestly. Making a vision board, you know, it's like cutting and gluing and writing things down. Keeping your hands busy, it's like soothing or healing or therapeutic for you in some way. And I think your spiritual team is encouraging you to make more time for this kind of thing. It's not necessarily like productive work, but it's good for your soul and it's enjoyable. And healing is productive. Okay, next we are going to take a card from your Wise Animal Body Oracle. We have void. That makes me think of being alone with your thoughts, or it could also be like having a clear mind and not thinking about anything. It also gives feelings of a blank slate, the unknown. Okay, and next we're going to take a card from the Divine Abundance Oracle. Individuality. I love that. Every person has their own personalized study plan in this Earth school. Exactly. Exactly. I was literally talking about this in a voice note to ASO not too long ago. And this is, well, this is not why I did it, but back in the day, I had like made a few videos about like manifestation and how to manifest and stuff. And I stopped doing it because it just didn't really feel, I wasn't really vibing with it anymore. But I never really thought about why. I was just like, I don't feel like doing it anymore. And I realized that it didn't feel authentic to be like, I have the answers for how you can manifest something, because the universe is going to work in different ways for different people depending on their plan in that life. And something that I started to not really resonate with in like the manifestation discourse is that a lot of the time it sounds like we're saying, I have figured out, I have like hacked the universe's, how the universe works and how the universe moves. And like, if you do this and this and this, then the universe will do this and this and this. And that might be how the universe works for that individual. The universe might not work the same way with me, and the universe might not work the same way with you. And so maybe a piece of advice from your spiritual team this month is to look within yourself and discover what your own personal relationship is with the universe and how you manifest things. And because it just doesn't work the same way for everyone, I fear. Like, it's not so easy to be like, these 3 hacks to manifest everything you want. It's a catchy video title, but you know, we all have our own, and the way it came through to me is that it's like a teacher, like literally what this says in the study plan in this Earth school. A good teacher has a different approach for each student based on that student's needs and based on that student's strengths and weaknesses. And they will fine-tune their teaching method, and they will fine-tune the specific assignments that they give to that student based on how their brain works or what like some of their problem areas are. Giving the same curriculum to every student may not be helpful. And so I think rather than turning to, I mean, it can be useful, but rather than turning to someone else's description of how the universe is going to work and how you're going to manifest things and like taking that as the ultimate truth, I think your spiritual team is encouraging you to discover by yourself, or like to turn to your personal connection with the universe and see, how are we, teacher universe, like how are you working with me specifically in this lifetime? Like what are our goals? What are we working on? What approach are you using with me? Figure that out. You are the best person to figure that out, is basically what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So group number 3s. These are all of the messages that I have for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. And of course, a wonderful month of May. and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings, and you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Yeah, thank you very much for supporting me, my channel, and literally anything I do. I'm so appreciative to have you here, group number 3, and I'm sending so much love to you, to anyone who appeared in this reading directly or indirectly, and I'm sending love to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!